Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good morning. We are from group 4, will presentation about problems in translation. First, I will introduce our group. My name is Didis Merdekasari and my friend Yunis Lustari and Roslinda. Next. Problems in translation deal with linguistic and cultural translatability. Unlike French and English, Indonesian and English are linguistically and culturally distinct language. They do not share a lot of linguistic and cultural features in common. However, lexically, both English and Indonesian use affixes. There are 5 problems in translation. Number 1, lexical differences. Number 2, grammatical differences. Number 3, cultural differences. Number 4, natural of the translation. Number 5, cultural and translation. Next, lexical differences. A word as a lexical unit of a language carries many meanings. For example, the word house may mean rumah atau gedung tempat tinggal. On the other hand, the word rumah in this word shall not be translated with house. Rumah makan or restaurant, rumah sakit or hospital, rumah sakit jiwa soul asylum, rumah yatim piatu orphanage. Thus, the lexical meaning of a word is not one-to-one relationship with another word in another language.
Grammatical differences. Other than lexical problems, English differs from Indonesian in terms of grammatical categories. English is marked by tense, number, aspect, and genders. Time in English is grammatically marked, while in Indonesian it is lexically marked. It means that the change in time is English is indicated by a change of verb. For example, Indonesian lexical with English grammatical. Indonesian lexical example, dia menari, the basic meaning of this sentence. And English grammatical, it's hard to translate because the time indicator is unclear. Pas, dia menari kemarin. She danced. Perfect, dia telah menari. And English grammatical, she has danced. Progressive, Indonesian lexical, dia sedang menari. English grammatical, she is dancing. Future, Indonesian lexical, dia akan menari. And English grammatical, she will dance. Cultural differences. In addition to lexical and grammatical differences, translation is problematic when it comes to cultural differences. Cultural differences refer to differences of word view which are reflective in the language. Idiom are frozen pattern of language which allow little or no variation in form, and often carry meaning which cannot be deduced from their individual components. Unless consciously making a joke or playing on words, a speaker or writer cannot normally do the following with them. 1. Change the order of the word in it. Like to put in a pea. It should be like to pee in a pot. 2. Delete a word from it. Spill beans, spill the beans. 3. And a word for it to face the classical music. To face the music. 4. Replace a word with another. Bury and hasid. Bury the hasid. 5. Change its grammatical structure. The music was face to face the music. Naturalness of the translation. A competent translator should work hard to make his or her translation in the chapter language looks natural in a way in which the desired meaning can be expressed or taught. It exchanges the source language form.
Culture and translation. The relationship between language and culture that can be found in a translation text needs to be well understood by translators, because translation is not only a matter of transferring one language into another, but also the culture. Translator must comprehend those differences of cultural viewpoint in order to get good understanding of the source text and can translate it to the people who have different set of beliefs, attitudes, value, and roles. Example, American address system, you, bapak, atau ibu, atau saudara. Translators should develop cultural sensitivity in order to translate correctly. Understanding culture does make a difference in translation. 1. Idiomatic translation. 2. Meaning and shade of meaning. 3. Emotive meaning. 4. Phonology. Strategies in translating idioms. 1. Using an idioms of similar meaning and form. 2. Using idioms of similar meaning but dissimilar form. 3. Translation by paraphrase. 4. Translation by omission. 5. Strategy of conversation. And next, conclusion. Translation is basically a process of conveying meaning or meaning of a given linguistic discourse of a language into other language, more than just transferring words or grammatical structure. The meaning of a word or set of words can be well understood because of its role in the whole linguistic expression in where they occur. For this reason, the meaning of a word is not only determined by the referred object or idea, but it is also governed by the use of the words or phrases in certain way, context, and effects. When we try to find the equivalence, we are faced with text as unit of meaning, even in the form of sets of words or sentences. It is important to note that language is used as a communication means. So in translating a text, we should remember the principle of a text is a whole entity to be translated as a whole.
Yeah, thank you for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.